Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I have been doing a series of videos from Hawaii, and this is the midpoint of those videos. So I will be doing my unboxings of the luxury items that we got in Hawaii, as well as the souvenirs we brought back, because we did find some really neat things that I want to share with you guys. So let's get into it. So first up, I want to start with Louboutin, as that was the first purchase. They actually gave me a free gift, which I'll insert some footage here. But this one I wanted to go ahead and open because supposedly it is something that I need to open quickly. And it's a cookie. So this is from the Honolulu Cookie Company, and it was just a little gift from Louis Vuitton. I'm sorry, not from Louis Vuitton, from Louboutin, when I bought one of the other things that you'll see me opening up either before or after this part. Now, what is in this box, and I would love it if you guys would comment down below with your guess over which pair of Louboutin shoes it is that I bought. So if you'd pause the video real quick and do that, I'd really appreciate it. And it is in their dust bag. I did bring the shopping bags and boxes home with me, but it is the desert wedge with the silk. So initially I went to try this shoe on in the black. They didn't have the black. They were sold out of the black. So I decided to try this on just for fit. And I also tried on the black wedge that you guys saw. And the black wedge I really liked, but for what I wear it with, it just felt a bit too harsh. But this, despite the fact that I was not looking for a very colorful wedge, I just fell in love with this shoe. It felt so good on. It is so extremely comfortable. This is 105 millimeters, so just right over 4 inches. And I just absolutely love it. I mean, it wasn't what I went looking for, but that's why I talk about it's important to have some funds that you can just spend when something really steals your heart, and not just always saving for like the next one item, because this definitely wouldn't have been what I was saving for. But once I saw it, like, I knew that these had to come home, and I was trying to talk myself out of getting them. And my husband was like, if you love them this much, like, you just need to get them. And he was absolutely right. I've been waiting to wear these, but the neat thing about the wedges is that they actually come with a different sole. So this does have a shiny sticker on it right now, but this is actually a rubber sole. So unlike the Christian Louboutin heels, this is not going to wear off. This sole is going to stay on and stay red. So that is item sort of, I guess, 1.5 because of the free gift. Now, on to, let's do an orange next. So we'll start with the one in the tissue paper, and I really wish this had actually come in a garment bag. They may have been out, I don't know, but it's not technically ready to wear. So I was a competitive equestrian for many years, and I bought my first piece from the Hermes equestrian line. And so let me break this seal. So I got this amazing orange windbreaker, and it looks fabulous on, and it is lined with this soft fleece material, and like it's sort of like this silk slick material. I would definitely never wear this to the barn because this was an expensive jacket. It was the only one that was left in store. It happened to be in my size, and normally I'm not an orange person, but it's Hermes, and so they would have been able to order a navy for me, but it's Hermes orange, and so I decided to go with this. This was the other thing that I bought for myself luxury-wise. I do have another luxury unboxing as well that I'm going to throw in, I guess, next. But super excited to have my first piece of Hermes clothing, as well as my first piece from the Hermes equestrian line. So that's item number 2. Now, initially, I actually had a different pair of shoes in a red box. I made a very large purchase that caused me to take back the initial shoes. They were initially the brown wedge that I tried on in Valentino. But there was an item, and I'll maybe make a video about it. Basically, we bought it. There was an issue. I wasn't able to end up keeping it and getting it. Through no one's fault. It was just a communication thing. But because I took the Valentino shoes back, I was very sort of disappointed in that, because I think that the Valentino shoes, they were such a better quality than what I was expecting. We don't have a Valentino store. Our Nordstrom in Nashville only carries a few pairs, and really just the rock studs, which I had tried on but weren't really my style. So I started looking for a specific type of shoe. Some of you guys may know that I was really considering getting the Gucci Ace sneaker, which just doesn't quite fit my foot right, and it's also really, really expensive for a white sneaker. So I ended up getting, actually from the Valentino outlet, so these were on mega sale, like 40% off or something like that. These white sneakers, and they have this V cutout on them. They also have a little rock stud. Now, since this pair went on sale, 3 other pairs that I really liked went on sale, so I've actually ordered those 3 in. I'm only going to keep one, which you guys will see which one that ends up being in my shoe collection video, which will be coming up probably, I guess, in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. But super excited to be having a pair of white luxury sneakers, because this is something that I've been really wanting for my collection, and I just hadn't found the right pair yet to add to my closet. Now there is one other Hermes box. The Valentino sneakers I bought with my, I'd say, the Louboutin sandals I bought, the Hermes jacket I bought, but this was actually what my husband's birthday gift to me was. I specifically asked him to wait until we were in Hawaii, because we were in Hawaii, it was like a week and a half after my birthday, and I thought that it would just be really fun to get something there. And he said that he felt like a heel doing that, but it's what I'd ask him to do. And this is really neat. This is not something I ever thought that I would necessarily buy, so I'm really grateful that he bought it for me. And it is this, and I'll try to get a picture online to show the full print, but it is this absolutely stunning Hermes shawl. And so you can wear it in a lot of different ways. The girl in the store who was a wonderful sales associate, sort of showed me how to wear it as a shawl, how to wrap it in different ways. But this is just so beautiful. It has a classic carriage wheel on it, which I really love having my Hermes scarves be things that have those classic motifs and that go back to the history of the brand. That's something that I just really enjoy, and I know that a lot of people love all the different patterns, but to me that makes it really special. We looked at a very tropical jungle pattern. We looked at a couple other patterns as well, but this was the one that really just sort of captured my heart. And so I'm really excited to get to wear this now that I've officially unboxed it. This went way above what the initial birthday budget was, but when my husband saw it, he said, you know what, I don't care, I want to get it for you for your birthday. And so I am extremely grateful to have it. It just has such beautiful colors in it. And so this is going to be a forever piece that I get to have and get to wear, and I'm very excited to get to do so. So now continuing along the luxury line, I did get a couple of coffee table books. First off is this Tiffany style. So this is all different designs coming from Tiffany for over 170 years. This is a book that I've really been wanting. I haven't even taken the cellophane off yet, but like if you look at the back, like just showing just some of the amazing jewelry that has come out of Tiffany. So I'm super excited to get to look through this one. And then if you've watched my channel long enough, you know that I absolutely follow the English royal women, particularly Kate Middleton. Although the stuff that fits me is actually usually much more Meghan's things. The things from Kate don't really fit me as well. But Kate Middleton's wedding dress designer was Sarah Barton for Alexander McQueen. And my mom saw this beautiful Alexander McQueen book in TJ Maxx, and so she picked this up for me. Now, the other main present from my parents, I will be doing a video on separately, but it is represented by this little stuffed tiger. So one of the things that I asked for my birthday from them specifically is to go through our zoo and to do their adoption program for an animal. And I said I had no preference between the tiger or the clouded leopard. I love the big cats. And so they chose the tiger. And so part of the adoption is that we actually get to have an in-person experience with the animal, and get to learn about them more from their handlers. So very excited to get to do that. Actually, I think we'll be doing that around the time that this video goes live, or at least on the same day that the video goes live. So we got this little guy, and then on the same stuffed animal theme, the Kahala where we stayed when we were checking out, we stayed in a dolphin lanai room, and as we were checking out, the guy at the front desk actually gave me a little stuffed dolphin that says the Kahala on it, just sort of to commemorate that trip. So that was just a sweet little thing that they did. They also gave us cookies and Lays and all these other wonderful things because it was our honeymoon, that we greatly appreciated. So there was this as well. One final sort of birthday thing before I get into a couple of the neat pieces that we brought back from Hawaii is I have gotten the Dyson Airwrap, and that's actually how I curled my hair today. I did it several hours ago. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this just because my hair did not really hold it very well. I styled it overnight when it had been damp. I styled it overnight damp. That actually worked pretty well and held pretty well, but when I tried to do it again today with my dry hair, it pretty much just turned into waves. So I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to be keeping or not, just because it's a very expensive thing to have if it doesn't necessarily work well for my hair. So I will be doing a review on this as well as the Dyson hairdryer at some point once I've made up my mind on if I'm keeping this or not. Now, as for things from Hawaii that we got for ourselves, the first thing is we are very big on bringing back some type of piece of art from wherever we travel. So we have paintings as well as a chessboard from Greece when we went there because I was presenting at a conference. And then the first piece of art that we brought back is this painting we actually on Kona, I believe it was. Yes, on Kona. We came across a market, and so we decided just to stop at that local artisan market, and there was this guy who had done all these beautiful paintings, and this one I really particularly liked, and so we decided to go ahead and pick it up after talking to the artist for a while. Now, my favorite piece that we actually brought back is from Maui, and it is Maui's fish hook. So we were determined not to get anything that was made in Korea or the Philippines or some other place in the Pacific. We wanted to get our items from the artisans themselves. And there was a guy who was beside this place called Boss Frog, towards the southern part of Maui. Yeah, and he was just making unbelievable carvings. You'll see some of those in my next video because I'm talking about the different islands that we went to on the cruise. But he actually carved our last name on it, as well as he put 2 turtles because I loved this turtle that he had done, but it was above our budget. And so we decided to go with this gorgeous fish hook, which now that I'm done, we will actually be hanging up in our house. Then we picked up one other artsy thing and then a couple of different food things I'm going to share with you guys. So the last art thing that we picked up is that we did pick up this pottery bowl from the same market on Big Island in Kona that we got the flower at. There was another artist who was selling her pottery, and so we picked up this really just beautiful bowl, as well as, and I don't think I have them here, we actually picked up a couple of koa wood utensils as well from a different artist this farmer's market really kind of did the same, because we were not planning to get those. We had gotten the fish hook and we thought that was going to be our thing. And then we went to this artist market and we bought several other things. Then food-wise, my wonderful husband heard me in the other room and brought me these. So these are our 2 koa wood utensils that are just absolutely beautiful. So those are really lovely. Then the food thing that we brought back, we hit the jackpot on food. So at that same farmer's market, there was a young kid selling honey from his family's honey farm, and this honey is the best honey that we have ever tasted. We absolutely had to buy a jar, bring it back, and then we very, very, very carefully packed it and brought it back, and it is the best honey that we've ever had. It is Hawaii Bee Company, and it's their raw honey tropical blossom blend, and it has actually been the top ranked honey in all of Hawaii for the past couple of years. I'm assuming that they have some type of state fair or something like that. But this was so good. So we were trying to use it sparingly, which is difficult because it's really, really good. Speaking of really, really good, we also found a wonderful, again in Kona, we found a wonderful coffee farm, and I picked up some macadamia nuts that were covered in this chocolate coffee mix from Heavenly Hawaii Farms. And so they have another farm that they are friends with that does the mac nuts, and then they have the coffee cocoa. And so I got these for myself and my brother-in-law. The bag has now been finished of mine. And then we also got, and I'll insert a picture of it, the chocolate covered coffee beans that they had as well for my father-in-law. And according to him, they are like the best that he's ever had. I believe they're called pea berries. And then a guy who was working there named Townie actually gave us a honeymoon gift, which was one of the coffee bean sacks. And so we've got that up in our garage hanging on the wall. And that was just extremely kind as well. I'll tell you what, like, everyone in Hawaii, like, whenever we mentioned, like, we were there on our honeymoon, they were just so, like, kind and wanted to give us something special to remember it by, which I really, really appreciate, because it was by no means expected or required in any way, but I really, really appreciated that. Now, a cool piece of history that we did bring back with us, you will have seen in the last video if you watched it. If not, I'll link it here, is that we went to Pearl Harbor while we were on Oahu in Honolulu, and we actually purchased a couple to give to different people, but we got some of the American flags that were flown over the Arizona on the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. And so that was just something that was really special to get to bring back. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed seeing what I got for my birthday in Hawaii and that we brought back with us. If you have any questions about anything, leave it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. And I'd love to know if you guys were surprised by the luxury items that I brought with me. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, YouTube. Bye!